How everybody doing today? This is Mr. Amen, and this is a Let Them Know Media production. Today, I wanted to talk about myself just for a minute. I wanted to say also thank you to everybody that's been tuning in and watching the videos, sharing, and just thinking about the topics and commenting, right? And so, my goal is for this channel to go to a height that, most people have not been able to get to on social media. My content is more about getting you to think about the different angles about how we come across information. And so if I, give you the reason why I'm doing these videos is because me, myself, I've had a really good journey this life. Starting from humble beginnings, trying to figure out everything about life at a very young age. A lot of people told me when I was younger that they thought I was going to be a preacher. 7, 8 years of age, and you being told, man, when you grow up, you're going to be a preacher. You know what I'm saying? And then that kind of the growth that I had in that area turned into me, having a love for music, and then, through all of the different stages of growth that I've been through, that has turned into me trying to figure out the best way of getting these messages out. Since I was a young man, I've always had a love for life. I had a lot of questions about, why are we here? What does all this mean? And I know that I've talked to a lot of people along the way that have had a lot of the same questions that I have. And then I've met a lot of people that never really thought about it, so in depth. And so I started a journey, learning about life. It brought me to God in so many different ways. One of those ways was through religion. I started learning about Christianity. Then I started learning about Islam, or the Nation of Islam, listening to, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. And then I graduated over to, studying about, studying the Moore Science Temple of America, Noble Drew Ali, the 5% Nation, and, all of those schools of thought. And it led me to understanding that the way we learn things and the way we interpret our lives is going to be the way, we go forward in life and become the people that we become. And so Let Them Know started off as like my rap name. I was Let Them Know, ALTK. And now it's Let Them Know Media, because for me to pay homage to who I am and what I am, I had to continue with something that was real familiar to me. And so now I give y'all all this information, and I just need y'all help as far as growing this channel and getting it to the plateau that I needed to get to in order to talk to the people that I want to be able to talk to, and we all can bring that information together. So I ask to please like and subscribe and share my content and comment. I really do need the help. And as always, I want to say thank you in advance.